The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Tuesday, 28th of October, just about to wrap up the month. It's been quite an exciting month thus far. We're looking at the Dow right now up 196 at 47,740, off the high of 47,905. Now the 900s should become some kind of resistance. Do we get to 48,000? Do we get to 48,000 just pop once? And then that's it for a little while. Those are questions that we'll have to answer over the next couple of days. Is there that chance? I think there is that chance. It depends on what happens with Meta and Google and Microsoft is already. Look at this. I think that's why the Dow's holding so well. Microsoft has earnings tomorrow, and yet today it's up on news. So let's see. It's at 546. Up almost 15. It hit 553.72. 555, where was it? 555.45 was the high July the 31st. 555.45. Let me just type that in over here. 555.45. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll see. And this is a leg C in the, a gray leg C in the weekly chart. Funnily enough, it'll be an overlapping wave. It should get to 55.46 or higher to make it an official leg C. This is very exciting because we still have a small part of Microsoft left from our long way back there, 2024 in the 338 area. And that other trades in between, but they have done nothing for quite a while. We're looking at this and saying, okay, it's those individual stocks that are in the Dow. But look, Meta is not in the Dow. And here it is at 752.50, up $1.54. Not an all-time high, but very close. Let me just draw this in, and you can see what we'll be looking at over the next day or two. Can it break out above this Chapman wave inside? Okay, let's do that. Look, that's the falling axe formation. Can it break above that trend line that's coming down there? That's going to be important. Goog, I always do Goog. I don't do the trading stock. Goog is trading at 268.84, down $1.07. Also, leg C at an all-time high. It was Alphabet. Monthly chart broke out. I can take away all these fib numbers. Funny, I didn't get fib numbers to work as well as Larry does. I put them in, but somehow they get taken out, or they're not as important as my techniques, and so they seem to follow the script a little bit better. Okay, Google is trading at an all-time high as we speak. Now let's do this. We're going to go the Dow right now is up 214 at an all-time high, leg C. The Chapman wave methodology, buy signals that get upgraded to buy modes, which this is, invariably go from a low bar to peak A. If they get upgraded to from a buy signal to a buy mode, they should go to 4 higher peaks to a peak D, and then we have to assess what's going to happen. Well, this is only at C. It should still pull back to make a peak C and then a leg D. And then we've got to assess and see what's going on. It could go to E, F, and G. It could recycle, just a whole bunch of things. In the meantime, back at the ranch, what we've got is the S&P, same thing. SPX.X is very easy to do. Chapman wave low right there is 6557.58. Back in early October, goes peak A, peak B. Once it breaks above that D, it gets an overlapping wave. But I said, nope, I believe that this should be a C. And the monthly chart is still very strong. Do I have it in the SPY? Let me just see. I drew in a channel. Yeah, there it is. So the SPY has it going just like the Dow, going into the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. It's not a negative thing. It's just saying where it could go to. And that's in a leg E. It could be an instant restart. Amazing market, this. And then the monthly chart has a SPY. I put this in a long time ago. Where does it go to? It goes to January. So it goes to December, January, with the left side, right side price time match. This is not the height. This is just the time sequence. So I'm going to be watching this very closely. I believe that I'm changing this because I believe that this is an A. I don't know how this could be a G. It's an A in the monthly charts of the Dow, the S&P. Look at the QQQ. 1, 2, 3. There we go. This is an A in the QQQ monthly chart. Weekly chart is in leg D, going to its own Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone in leg D. This is the leg C. The all-time high of 631.36 at 630.62 right now of 253. This is still very good. And you can see, look at the MACD, how it's expanded. Look at the stochastic flat at 92. Look at the unbalanced volume, a little bit overbought. And look at the relative strength, not as good as it was earlier in September into October, but still very strong rising. And look at that 9-period moving average over the 14-period moving average. Let's go to the IWM. IWM trading right now at 248.93. The all-time high was made just yesterday, and I have to look at this and say it's getting much, much choppier in the daily chart. But when you look at the weekly chart, just a steady move up, hardly any red candles. They're usually very big candles, and then it goes right on to a new high. Hasn't done that yet. Has to get to 252.78, 1 penny above the October the 15th high to make an all-time high. Now, this is going to be important. SMHs, always follow the SMHs. SMHs right now made an all-time high yesterday in leg C. Could become a peak C today if it doesn't go above 360.50. 1 penny above that today extends leg C. I'm watching this very closely because if it gets to a D, we're going to start becoming a little bit cautious. That's the semiconductors. Okay, what do I want now? I want to go to gold. So gold is down 64 at 39.55, made a high of 4,398.0. Right, I didn't put the date, but that was about the 18th, I think it was. Let me just check. That was the 20th of October. Now I'm going to put the date. 20th of October, 10, 20, 25. And I have no choice but to put in, I have to wait till the end of the day. I remember I had this as a dreaded H pattern going down to this left side low right here. That was my target by the 28th to the 29th of October. What has just done that? That was 39.57.9. That was the low of the 9th of October. And here, what is the dreaded H pattern? It's this pattern here, where price comes down immediately after making a high in a straight line, just about a straight line. And then it arches over, curves, and makes this pattern and fails and takes out the left side low where it can go more than a 1-to-1 from the arch high to the base. Look what this has done. It's done exactly that. In fact, it's extended that. All right. Let's go to silver. Oh, no, GDX. GDX is trading. So this is, where is the GDX right now? Is it at 70.37? Oh, the GDX is just didn't take out yesterday's lows. This is the green can. I thought there might be a little nubbins over there, but there isn't. So this is quite good. It hasn't yet taken the 67.26 out. That's the target that we had from September the 18th, and I had it coming into the 30th. By the end of this week, it should test 67.26. We'll see if it's going to do that. Silver's trading down. Oh, now it's up. It's up 24 cents at 47. I'll be right back. Basil Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Dow's up 178. S&P's up 5. Be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So let me go in order here. Seagate Technology, STX was asked about. It's down 4.62. So this made a peak E right at the beginning of October in the 260 area. Then it pulls back, makes that dreaded H, the one I was just talking about. But it's holding very steady. Look at this. It's got a nice little bit of support right there. You see those three candles right there. Give it a Chapman wave. There you are. Inside track propellant zone, that's what it's done. Peak C in the weekly, but I did use this as a peak B phantom peak, just so that we got to that peak C. And the low was made down in the 40s. That was in April, the April low right there around about the 4th of April. That was at 63.19. And it just steadily goes. Look, every single week it had a higher high and a higher low. And then all of a sudden, right there at peak A, that was on the week of the 4th of July, 2025 this year, it stalls. And all it does, it goes sideways. And then it had, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, 157.45 was the high on the week of the 1st of August, but 157.62 was the high on the 8th. And then 158 round number high the week of the 18th. So I chose to make that a peak B because you had this little wiggle right there in the relative strength and in the on-balance volume. I just like to get to a D knowing that I can take something, if you're long, we're not. But if you're long, to take something off as a precautionary measure, waiting because you could go peak D and it's actually at a, you could think you're at a C, waiting for a D, but actually you're at a D already. So that gives you a peak C right there. That's not a D, it's a C. Look at that big digestive phase, and look at the monthly chart. I have to call this, it's almost like the indexes. I think this is a leg A, even though it never went pink on that big downdraft that was in April. So this is looking very good. Monthly chart, weekly chart is improving, but I have to draw in, I always do this. I draw in the rectangle, and then I draw in a cup formation. So all I can say is that it needs to get to 243 242.00, round number high on the 27th of October. That was yesterday. Pulls back today. It needs to get to this 245 area quite quickly without testing 218. If it tests 218, it's just stuck. So if you're in it, I would just, a long term, you've had it, I just hold it. But if you're a short-term trader and you're looking at this, these are dreaded H patterns that are potentially forming. And the weekly chart, very strong MACD, very poor relative strength. Stochastic is pulled back under 80%. On balance volume still very good, but the 9 over the 14 is very strong. So I'm just saying, I believe it should hold the 210 to 208 area on any major pullback over the next 2-3 weeks. But in the meantime, it's just kind of stuck. As I say, it needs to make the cup formation and really quick. If it goes just a little longer, it's extended, and then I have to think of it more as a rectangle formation just stuck in this range. So that's the way it is. But if it goes under 218, what is that, Tuesday? Oh, by Thursday, if it's under 218, I'm just going to say to you, just be real careful. But if you're in a long position, and if you are long and you're looking to, what should I do right now? I would take a little bit off. I'd be quite prepared to put it back on strength, or if it retests this trend line right here and comes down to the 210, 208 area, let's have a look at it again. Next question came in for CVNA. Funny, I was going to look at this for another reason. CVNA, Carvana, had a spectacular peak D back in July, I think it was, in the 400s, and then it puts in this, I thought I typed this in, because I looked at it and I said, hey, that's the rectangle formation. And it goes peak A, peak B, peak C. Didn't go to a D underneath the previous high. It stopped at a C, pulls back, goes under the rectangle. Now it's coming back again. Monthly chart looks very strong. This is the auto vendor. Let me just show you this chart real quickly. Look at this. 344.32 was the July 2021 high. It comes down to $3.55 December of 2022. And look at this, all-time high. As I say, that was back in July. Now look at this. It's holding very nicely. It looked pretty bad when it was down at the lows just 5 sessions ago in the 310 area. Now it's starting to look quite good again. I believe that this is in play. And if you look at, do you remember we looked at General Motors? I said, isn't that amazing? That's absolutely fantastic action for General Motors. Ford was good, but it's starting to pull back again. So I'm just going to say Carvana is in CV. I always put an R there, but it's CVNA. I like this very much. And I think this is one of the survivors. You remember we looked at AN the other day, AutoNation? And that's done very well, but it's had a very serious series of lower lows and lower highs since the high that was made back in September around about 228. And here it is at 190. This, I believe, is a survivor, CVNA. So this is the one I would stick to if you're in this area. Yes. So it's looking very good. Just give you parameters right now. If it goes under, it's at 369 right now. If it closes under 348 in the next, I'd say this week, if at any time this week it closes under 348, then it's stalling. Then you got to be careful. But if it manages somehow or other to tag 380, it's at 369 right now. Anytime from now until Friday afternoon, that's going to really improve the weekly chart. Still put it in the rectangle formation, but saying instead of breaking to the lows and then taking out the low and then holding there, it's trying to get back to the higher range, to the 408 area, 402. So yes, it's looking very good. Next question came in. Could I look at, there we go. It's a WKEY. I had for my subscribers, and I said, you know what, we're going to forego WKEY, and there were the NBIS. There were a couple in this area. I said, we're going to forego that because I want to start looking at the kind of core U.S. stocks that would be in bull mode. They should start to participate. So we've got a couple of those right now. They're okay. They're off. One we just got, but the other two that we got they've run up very quickly from our entry point. But I'm watching them closely because they don't have the kind of power that you get in Iran. Those stocks that we've had, the real crazy ones. It's in a different area, and I'm not sure if that's the area that we're going to rotate to. And if we do have a pullback, let's just say one of them, Meta, or it could be Microsoft because they come out with earnings tomorrow, but Meta or Google, let's just say one of them really disappoints. That could change the texture, the environment we're in right at this very moment. So I'm watching this very closely. So let me just say that WKEY, look at this. It did go to leg D in the monthly chart. There it is, leg D, Wise Key International, leg E, like almost an instant restart in the daily, the weekly, and the daily. I can't really call this a G. I have to call this a G/C because it's just been so powerful. G/C, very, very good action. And here I feel silly because we could have had this on. I said we're going to try to get it, but I had other choices, so I just set it aside. Then today I said, no, we're going to have to wait on those. And look at this. Even today, if we got it at the low of 11.32, it ran up to 16.24. That's like months worth of upside action in minutes. So I'm looking at this. I think we're getting close to some kind of a digestive phase. I'm looking at action that is just a little different to usual KBTS.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hello, so we're back. We need to just look here. Yeah, so a question about IWM, that's the Russell 2000. I did that before, and now could I look at CARR? Yeah, so let me just do this quickly. I want you to show you something very interesting. So look, here's the IWM, the Russell 2000, trading down 30 cents at 250.02, holding really well. Within this big rectangle formation. Looks a little messy here, and it is kind of messy. But at the same time, if you look at the weekly chart, that's very clear. It's still doing very well. It went in the monthly chart, it went to an all-time high. This I'm calling a brand new leg A. So I just give you parameters, and I'll say if the high of yesterday, which was at 252.21, underneath the previous high, what was the high of October the 15th? Yes, it's kind of struggling. But what you want to really see is not just 252.78 to squeak to a new all-time high. You want that move to be quite strong. You want to go to 250, 480, 255. You really want to test the 255 area. Once you get to 255, that's a breakaway from the 244.46 high of November of 2021. Then the retest at 244.98 back in January of 2024. And that just says, you know what? Now I'm starting to make much higher, not much, but higher highs. And that's really important. Okay, with that said, look at this this is IWM. Look at the IWC. This is the microcaps. It's also kind of storing. It went to a high right here on the, there it is, on the 16th, 161.95, and now it's just stuck in this rectangle. And I think that this is just telling you that it got a little overbought, and now it's just either digesting or trying to find enough momentum to build energy for the next move up. So I'm watching it very closely. Just make that. It's the same thing. If it starts to break the 14-period moving average, that starts to weaken. If it can go to a new high, that's really important. And look at the IWB. This is the one that was leading all the time. And even now, today, it's in leg C, an all-time high. This is the iShares Russell 1000. All-time high, different chart pattern altogether. This looks like the S&P, looks like more of the conventional indices that we've been following, A, B, C. So if you're looking at the IWM, you're absolutely not wrong. Right here, baseball eyeballs. You've been talking about this for ages, that the IWM for months you've been talking about going to all-time highs, and absolutely I agree with you, a little slower than the others, but right here it's consolidating, and it needs to do this fairly quickly. And I've got a feeling that this is the choppiness we've got to assess really closely when it comes to Friday's close. Next question came in about CAR, that's Carrier. I just find it here, AK. Carrier, this is the HVAC company. It had no way. I mean, I have followed this for decades, and come on. All right, well, it takes a second just to put in my notation A. I wonder what happened. I did shut down accidentally recent. It wasn't so recent. I've been very good. Very, very, very good for a while now. Anyway, Carrier made an all-time high back in August, was it? July, August of 2024. It was October of 2024 at 72. No, it went to 83.32. And then it pulled back, tried to run up to a new high, and it failed, and now it's pulled back. So this just says to me that you've got to be a little careful here, because it's made this arch formation. Remember, we're looking at the dreaded H. This is a form of dreaded H. If at any point in November, the low that was made in April was 54.22, the low that was made in October, the week of the 17th, this month was 55.33, and it hasn't been able to get out of its own way. The 200-period moving average is acting like a magnet. I would just say that this to me is kind of a clue to many other things economically in certain sectors, and that's what I'm looking at. And I'm a little surprised because it is the winter time, but they also do I think they do heating as well as air conditioning, and so I'm not sure perform in 2020 how. Oh, it reported this morning, and it's up $1.65. Well, I would look at this because of the skyscrapers and all the buildings, the mega buildings that are coming on, and they're usually involved in that coming into 2026. I would say that this should become a low, this whole area in the 50s. Make it as simple as possible. If in November, any day, any hour, any minute is able to tick right onto the 65, 85, that's a declining 200-period moving average. It could be a little bit lower by then. But in this area, if it's able to get to 63 to 65, it shouldn't be a big deal if it's going to have a spectacular 2026. That's going to be that's a very important. On the other hand, if it closes under 52, you're going to have to wait. That's quite serious. So it's on the cusp. And do you want to buy it right here? I would say yes. If you're looking at it and you brought it up because you must be watching it, I would say start a very small position at 59.87 right now. Oh, wow, somebody heard us. It's at 60. Just start a little position. You could have a 3-point stop because this is the moment that it has to start working. And if it starts to get to the 61.35 area over the next day or two, then you can say, okay, now I'm going to start. I don't have to, you can raise your stop, but I would say now I can start looking to see whether I want to add to it, and give me a yell. We'll look at it together to see if it's able to do that. But this is the moment off the 200-period moving average in the weekly chart, and they possibly getting to leg C in the daily. The next question came in. Where did it go? Okay, I don't want to forget anything. Did I do Bitcoin? Oh, let me first do Ford. So I did General Motors. I said it's holding really well. It's down just 18 cents at 69.90. Just 2 weeks ago, it was in the 55s. This is really nice action for General Motors. They're not all doing it, but General Motors is doing it. That makes me a little suspicious because I want Ford. But look at Ford. Had a big spike to the upside to just under 14. Now it's trading at 13.14. It has a chance of an instant restart in the weekly chart. That monthly chart has had me worried for at least a year and a half to 2 years. It's stuck in the big rectangle, but it is trying its best to move to the upper part. And if at any time Ford can get and close, first of all, it has to close above the high of July of 2024, which was 14.85. So that's not such a big deal. But really, it's this one right back to August of 2022 with a high of 15. It's 16, yes, 16.03. So if it can get into the if Ford can get into the 16th anytime in November, that is going to be a big deal. I'll be back in a moment. Basil, Chapman, Tiger News Hour. Dow's at 304. S&P's up 10, finally moving.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
I had a quick question about it. So first of all, Cabanas, maybe it was mentioned that they might have some debt problems. Those are 2 separate things. I mean, I'm going into the chart. Debt thing might come across, but so far I'm just looking at the chart. So Vicor, Ella wanted to know about VICR. We've looked at it periodically. I just picked it up. I said at the time I did like it, but it needed to, I think I said it needed to clear the 63s. I was right on the cusp. I got a little peak, a leg D, right there in the daily chart. Now I'm looking at it, and that was in the 60s. This darn thing went all the way. Look at this in leg D. Amazing. Leg D. I have to always put a plus sign above D because that's a cautionary moment. It went all the way to 96.58, 30 points high. You got a 50% gain. Unbelievable. Vicor is Vicor Core. Develops and designs, manufactures components for aero, defense, telecommunications. I said, this has got everything, auto, the works. And now it's just pulling back a little bit. And look at this. This is only a C, a peak C potential if it doesn't make a new high above that 96, what was it, 96.58 level. This week it's a peak C. And there's your leg D finally. Brilliant. Congratulations, Ella. You had this nailed. It's done beautifully. So what I am going to say is now the gap. So this is the whole thing about gaps. I was discussing gaps the other day with my subscribers in my video, my Friday video. That one was about an hour and a half. There was just a lot to discuss. Why I wanted to go into new areas, even though the big winners are the W key. I mean, those are big movers very quickly. But I'm prepared to be a little slower because I want to get us to have some kind of profit so that when we get some kind of a pullback, we'll see if they can hold. If they just come down with the market, it says they're not ready. If they hold, that's really important. So Vicor is in the area of a stock that we just started yesterday, one I followed for years. It isn't quite. It's a little more, it's more concrete. It's more the big materials like beers and things like that rather than more telecommunications, computer order. I don't know what. There is a slight difference in the economy between Vicor and the one that we chose. We'll see if that's going to work, but it has the potential to do something like this. So, yeah, I like it. All I'm going to say is that this gap, this is the beauty of a gap that goes to a higher high the following session, even though you've got a green inverted Chapman wave Roman candle on the gap up day of the October the 22nd, it's gone higher. Then it went higher 3 days ago. Then it pulled back, and then it pulled back again, and now it's pulling back again. So I'm just going to say if this low of the 23rd, which is at 83.50, remember this is already gone to a 96.58. If that gets taken out, it just says be careful. You've kind of made at least a short-term top. It's going to have to digest. If it gets into the gap under 79, that's a bit of a problem. If it can hold and reattempt one more time to get to the 90, right now it's still a beauty, but I'm saying if it can follow through to the upside even more, that's going to be very, very impressive. So a couple of questions came in. So stuff that I wrote down here that I had to look at because I either had questions or so XPV. So first let me go to Tesla, United States of America, order company, electric order company. So this is a nice move up 8 points. There are some people that you just have to say, you are an amazing analyst. I have to tip my hat to you. You've done everything more and above and beyond what anyone could have imagined. There's this guy in Boston. I've never met him. I had some contact, but never really met him. Whose name, just suddenly I'm blanking out. The Tesla guy who bought millions of shares of, he has, right in the beginning and all the way up. And then I'm looking at this, I can see him smiling. He's very well suntanned. I must go to Florida a lot. A simple name, come on. All right, it'll come to me. And what I'm looking at right here in April, just going into the April low in Tesla to the 200-period moving average, and I remember saying, 200-period moving average, that should hold. But at the same time, I'm saying, gee, look at that V-shaped pattern. That's the pyramid of Eiffel Tower straight up to and straight down to 488.54 back in, November, I think, in Tesla. And he just kept saying, Tesla, I believe in Tesla. It's not just an auto company. It's a this, it's a that. And I'm listening to him and I'm saying, wow, you were an Elon Musk fan and a Tesla fan way early. You've always been. Every time there's a dip, I think he said he might for the first time have sold a little bit, but other than that, he's never sold any Tesla. Oh, come on. Why? It's got a fund. Four syllable last name. I'm sure it's got a vowel in it. I'm thinking. God. And yeah, Tesla is almost at all-time highs. It's at 462 in leg C, trying to get to a double top of 470.75 made in right there, end of November, beginning of October. That was October the 2nd. It is 470.75. Julian, no. Oh, I'll get his name. Anyway, so that's right, Ron Barron. Thank you. It was not 4 letters, it's 6 letters, and there was a... Okay, thank you very much, Dan. This guy, and here it is. Down there, I thought, oh, come on, what's he talking about? There are so many things going on. He wasn't even at the company. You remember, he was still doing the political stuff. And look at this. Here we are. Congratulations, Ron. It was Baron, not 2 N's. It's just one, not 2 R's, 1 R, Barron. So I missed about 1 letter. All right. Fabulous action. So now I can go to what I wanted to look at. There was a way of looking at XPEV, XPEV, Speng. Right. This is in the Chinese order, the electric company. And what is it doing? It is down 40 cents at 22.63. Peak A, peak B, within this cup formation trying, because cup formations can have a right arm extend. This could be a right shoulder failure pattern. This is the dreaded H. It had it once, it had it twice, but this one was successful. So this could turn into the 9-period moving average is as just right as we speaking. The day's young, but so far it's crossing positive. The MACD, as we speaking, is just crossing positive. So this could move to the 23.50 area. I'm looking at it quite closely. If it does that, that's going to be very positive. If it slips under 20, it's at 22.63. The low today is 22.43. If it goes under 22.10, be careful. Whoops, a break coming up. There's still a ton to look at. Yeah, so W, remember I looked at this ages ago. We actually had it briefly, and then we got out at 104.19, up 17. Wayfair Inc. I'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So just in this final little segment we're going to look at. So W, this is Wayfair, fabulous furniture, lighting, cookware, online home goods. I discussed this over and over. We didn't get into it, can't complain. We've had some others that have done equally as well. But wow, I would have liked to have been in W, because that's that core America. It gives you a sense of people's buying. And I love this. Oh, I should have spoken about it earlier. You know, people keep talking about bad times. And yet, Restaurants are full, and I won't go into that. I'll talk about that maybe tomorrow. Sports events full, just amazing. Concerts, rock concerts, I don't know. Anyway, so Wayfair says that the economy is a lot better than a lot of people think. So let me just sum it up. As we're going to go to Steve Rhodes. Should be a wonderful show, of course, with Steve coming up. We've got the Chapman wave. Inside track repellent zone in the weekly chart that we're in. You've got to get ready into the 48,000s to break above it. This is leg C. I'm anticipating a leg D maybe this week. One pullback to make a peak C, then one leg D, and then we've got to reassess to see. And I think we're getting somewhat overbought, just pure on a technical basis. I don't know if it's worth even shorting, but that's something we'll have to look at. So that's the S&P. That's the Dow. Look at the S&P. Same thing. Leg C. S&P's leg C should make it peak C in the next day or so, and then make a D. QQQ leg C all-time high, same thing, should make a peak C, then a D, and then we've got to be careful. IWM is a little different. It hasn't yet got to an all-time high. And then look at GDX. I've been talking about this for a while. That GDX looks like it's going to be pulling back to that 67 level. Well, it's having a nice day today. It's up 40 cents. But that's what I'm looking at. That's the gold miners. Look at the dollar. I didn't do that. Oh, the dollar. I didn't even do Bitcoin. The dollar is just there. And Bitcoin, here we go. Bitcoin trading up 120. It's just stuck in the lower range. Not failing, but just kind of, I've said for a while, it should stay in a trading range. So I think I don't hear the music. It should be coming up. There it is. Stay tuned for Steve Rhodes. I'll be back with Tommy this afternoon. And as we're looking at the market, a lot going on.